your abdominal muscles feel like super rock hard. I mean, we all know that. So we live in a society where we get so used to all the promises. I mean, look at our government. And we just kind of become skeptical of them, right? And so, with the gift of hope, we are able to trust in the promises from God. And I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about that right now. So what I'm going to get you guys to do, I just want you guys just to quietly just shift so you have a little bit of room to yourself. Just do it quietly. Just kind of have like this much space to yourself. There's lots of room, guys, so just spread out. Okay, once you kind of have your spot, you're not going to lay down, you're going to just sit. What I want you guys to do is I want you guys to close your eyes. I promise I will be the only one watching you. So everybody close your eyes. Don't worry, nobody's taping you. Close your eyes. Just take a nice deep breath in, blow it out. Now what I want you to do right now is I want you to imagine that you are at the foot of the cross in which Jesus is being crucified. And I just want you to carefully just stretch out your arms so you're not hitting anybody. Just kind of hold them up to your side like you're on the cross. And if you can kind of stretch your legs out a bit, just stretch your feet out a bit, don't hit anybody. Just quietly, guys, keep your eyes closed. Everybody's looking at you. And I want you to imagine the pain that Jesus is feeling as the nails are being pounded into his hands, pounded into his feet. And next, I want you to think about the worst headache you've ever had in your life. And I want you to multiply that pain by 10, because the crown of thorns is being crushed onto your skull. And I want you to imagine that you're looking down from up on the cross, and you see your mother at the base of the cross. And she's in absolute pain and agony over the loss of her child. I'm going to ask you this. Through all of this pain, through all of this suffering, would you have hope and trust that this was all part of God's plan for you? Okay, you can open up your eyes and turn around. So, I don't know about you guys, but if that was me, I probably would have been like, okay. I'm checking out, God. I'm done. But lucky for us, Christ was able to have, like, he's the ultimate example of hope for us. Sure, he had doubts. Sure, he had fears. You're going to hear all about that this Sunday. But it was through hope that he was able to redeem. He would be redeemed for us in that he rose from the dead. So he put aside all those doubts, put aside all those fears, and he put his complete trust in his Creator. He knew that God would not abandon him. He knew that God, his Father, loved him. So I just want you guys to just kind of think of all the difficult times that you've gone through in your life. I'm just going to use fictional names. If your name is that, by no means do I know anything about you. But, so say Johnny's parents are getting divorced, and Jenny didn't get accepted on the Tier 1 soccer team. Problems might seem slightly different or whatnot. But our personal pain is nothing compared to the ultimate sacrifice that Jesus gave for us. So with hope, we're able to sort of give all of our pain, give all of our suffering to Jesus. And trust that with God, all things are possible, even when they seem really impossible. I'm just going to share with you guys a little story of hope for me. Some of you guys know this, some of you guys don't. Almost 7 years ago, I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. And what is that? Just if you don't know, I have like arthritis in every single joint in my body. And it's been a long time for the doctors to find a medicine that works for me so that I can get up off the floor. And back in the end of summer, my doctor was like, okay, we have to put you on this really expensive drug, and it costs like $1,600 a month. And I was like, I got a drug plan, but still the drug plan is still a lot of money. So this company, they will subsidize the drug for you. So even after my drug plan, it's still going to cost like $400 a month. And I was like, yeah, I'm a youth minister. We don't exactly make a lot of money. And so when I was talking to them, they were like, oh, okay, they get all your financial information. And then they're like, okay, we'll call you tomorrow and let you know if you're accepted. They didn't call me the next day. So I'm like freaking out. I'm like, oh, I got rejected. And I'm like, I don't want to be a financial burden to my family. And my husband's like, well, we'll figure it out. We'll get it all figured out. And then they didn't call the next day. And they didn't call the next day. And they didn't call the next day. And so we had a 4 retreat day. And Brad was driving me home, and he's like, you know, what's wrong with you? And I was like, I'm freaking out. I have no control over the situation. I don't want to be a burden to my family, but I need to get on this medication. And Brad says to me, you can't have control. You need to give it to Jesus. It'll work out. You have to trust in that. And duh, how stupid can I be? Because I sit there and tell people to do those things, but you never listen yourself, right? So I just kind of went home and was like, you know, hey Jesus, you know, help me out here. I'm freaking, I don't know what to do. What am I going to do with this? Where am I going to go? And so that was like a Saturday. So they called me on Monday, and they're like, oh, we're so sorry, we completely forgot to call you on Tuesday. It just kind of got lost in the system. And I'm like, oh, please God, please God. And they were like, we'll give you money to pay for the drug. Yay! So I got to go on the drug. And, you know, I kind of learned a lot from that, is that, you know, I got to practice what I preach. I got to give it to Jesus. I need to put my hope, my faith, my trust in Him, and know that even when things are they seem so impossible, that it will be possible with Him. And, you know, we need to take our difficult moments, we need to look past them and see what's on the other side. And what's on the other side is heaven. You know, life's not easy. You guys are young. You're going to go through a lot of difficult times. High school sucks. University sucks. Life sucks sometimes. But if you are able to put your hope into God, and if you are able to use your baptismal vows and become seekers of the kingdom, the kingdom of heaven, you'll get there. You'll get through those tough times with hope and with love and trusting God. And at the end, we'll all be together with our Heavenly Father in heaven.